Hello, everyone. Good day. My name is Seun Olufemi, and I'm the community lead for Bioinformatics, Outreach Nigeria. So today I'll be talking about something I found quite fascinating, and I'll be trying to project our work, and to talk about some of the things we do at Bioinformatics Outreach Nigeria. So generally, I'll be speaking on the topic connecting data, people, and purpose, how open science is advancing bioinformatics in a low resource region, using Nigeria as a typical example. So first off, my name is Shion, and I am an open science and digital skill enthusiast at academic background in biochemistry and public health. I'm co-leading Bioinformatics Research Nigeria, currently a resident fellow, former a peer review champion. I'm also affiliated with IPS Book Dash contributor, and I'm an open data editor, certified open data editor, and I stay in Abuja, the central city of Nigeria. So I'd like first to talk about what bioinformatics means to us. Bioinformatics generally talks about the use of computer algorithms to analyze biological data so that we could infer inferences from them to deduce which will be of public health importance. But this field is rapidly moving and rapidly moving. However, not much of it has been accomplished in Nigeria. So this is quite sad because Nigeria is 1/5 of Africa's population, and over 60% of the population are lesser than the age of 25. So this being a major problem, we decided that, okay, we're going to look into this and devise a very good roadmap of solving this curriculum. First, we wanted to know if there's actually a problem. So we decided to assess the impact of existing training using survey. The phase two, we wanted to analyze this data and identify the gaps that we have. Three, we're going to be looking at developing curricula and deployment of trainings. So when we did our survey, we ran it across several institutions, and here is a showcase of what we have. It shows that there are a lot of challenges people face when you're doing bioinformatics. There's a lack of training, there's a lack of access, there is a lot of technical difficulty. People find it very difficult to interpret the data, and generally, people say bioinformatics is somewhat difficult. Accessing the resources is somewhat difficult. And they provide quite a number of ways in which workshops is one of the major ways they provide in which they can use to improve their skills. So at the stage three and stage four, which we're currently doing, is we are developing curriculums. And for us to be able to do this, we personally need to get trained to know how best to do this and deploy this. So at first, we were part of a community partner with Catalyst Project. And for the Catalyst Project, one of the essential things we do was that we receive a lot of trainings from global communities like TOI2C, Carpentry, OLS, and HO to ensure that we are able to use open science principles to provide biomedical research, to provide cloud computing, which is a very critical infrastructure in biomedical analysis. And secondly, we have also been trying to interact and engaging with with communities via conferences. So this we have met with a number of communities online via conference presentation. A critical example is one we presented at the Big Team Science. And they were able to interact with communities like Fort and Hope. And after going through some of these very rigorous trainings and meeting communities here and there so that we could replicate what they do, we eventually set forth for our first bioinformatics training, which essentially what we do was we're trying to ensure that we use open science principles to do that. So we roll out a training to train bioinformaticians and bioinformatics enthusiasts, and data skill enthusiasts. We had quite a number of people that applied. We were able to work with only 48. And we had 7 instructors. So in a bid to showcase what we do, that this thing needs a level of openness for people to be able to learn it, we decided to document our trainings. We decided to make these resources available via Zenodo. We wrote a blog post to summarize what we entirely do. And we are working actively with OLS and the Bioinformatics Hub of Kenya to kind of, achieve this. So post the survey, I mean, post the workshop, we conducted a survey to see if this training actually needs future iterations and what other things can we do to improve on the path. We eventually um, figure out that we need to, I mean, make the more expanded version, have more people to, I mean, have more topics to talk about, which some of them were quite listed out. And personally, on our side, we noted that there's a kind of a need for a community engagement to kind of sustain this move, so that we don't have to keep training on every single topic, and we can have a community of people to, talk to talk with each other, mentor each other, and grow alongside with each other. So after the evolution, following the training, one of the things that we're able to do is that we begin to develop community driven resources like the Open Canvas Code of Conduct, so that this could serve as a scalable model for bioinformatics enthusiasts. And this work over the time, it was probably been supported by the OLS Catalysts, Open Knowledge, the Catalyst Project, and Open Bioinformatics Foundation, including the Society of RSA. So just to say that we have some other future iterations of this particular training coming up in this July, and also in August. So in July, we are having the quality and consistent data with Open Editor, while coming in August, we'll be having Open Science for Bioinformaticians training. So where we could use help for this, we would love that you talk to us, you help us promote sections, you give us guidance for, project management, you help us with you co-work with us, and you also point us in the right direction to people, communities, and organizations which will be interested in supporting our plan of building a critical mass of bioinformaticians who are gonna be using bioinformatics principles. We are going to be using open science principles to guide their work. Thank you very much.